Certainly, I'm expecting some serious adjustments here.
Yeah, I immediately see the opening is something somewhat familiar, so not not going completely crazy just yet. I think it's fair that a deficit like this is not something to panic about and go all out and think you need to just play gambits from now on. Actually, that might just play into Jan's hands. So instead, it's kind of tough, Eric, a little bit when your style is a bit more technical. When you do get behind in a match, you don't always have the tools to make it a crazy and more tactical game to make that comeback.
And I wouldn't recommend it. I think if I'm in Giri's shoes, you're down by 5. That's not too much. There's plenty of time. Slow down. And I don't mean on the clock. On the clock, you got to play faster, but I still prefer some of those slower positions. Uh, Feels like, when you're behind, you want to force the issue sometimes. That might be playing into Nepomniachtchi's strengths. Some of those sharp positions, you know, all you need is a win. It doesn't have to be the cleanest win. It doesn't have to be, this beautiful attack. Anything will do to get the, confidence and momentum back. And he's got to play to his strengths. Um, Now, that doesn't begin with black, I would say, in the sense like, don't expect Giri to especially at this stage of the match, there's plenty of time to vary things up or play sharp with black. With
Hmm.
white, still his opportunity to maneuver around and build up something, um, and then just clean up the clock. There's just been too many easy wins for Nepomniachtchi when his clock has gone down. So play faster, but I still prefer the slower positions. Here I guess we do have a pretty slow position. We pretty standard in these E45 lines, but um, I'm a little concerned. Whenever I see that knight for white invade and Nepo, he's so quick to spot forks and tactical ideas. There's an
Yeah,
element of
that's true.
danger. I'm just not sure the point of this move I'm on. If you play c6, knight f4, there's rook d6, right?
Yeah.
So is queen a2? Yeah, rook d6 is fine as well, but that I don't think that made the impact that Nepomniachtchi was looking for.
Yeah, queen c4. You always have knight e3 to guard the rook on d1, and I think the it almost feels like the achievement is kind of in Anish's favor. I like that the knight on c5 is secure. It's hitting the a pawn and the e pawn, two points of contact that need permanent defense, and then really all that's left is activate your queen and then bring the rook to d8, and then you're completely fine.
You are, but at least there's an element of imbalance here. The knight on c5 is secure, as you mentioned, but by playing b6, white's knight on d5 is secure as well.
Hmm.
c6 can always be traded, so white can use this d5 square for the rest of the game. And that means probably keeping pieces on the board because in an endgame, you're right, the knight on c5, if the queens are off, it would target a4, but black wins it, outside pass pawn, great for black. White's job is to keep the pieces on the board as is and work around this d5 square. So you see rook d5, gaining space, getting the d file, that's good. But you've all these pieces that want d5. Only one can be placed there, which means other pieces need to find other squares. Maybe this knight on e3 eventually goes to f3 to target e5. Maybe in some positions you sacrifice the exchange. That's an idea as well, to get a knight and a pawn, and you're going to place your own knight on d5. The exchange sacrifice cannot be underestimated here. If Nepo's really feeling it, and Nepo, I mean, actually, he wants to force things.
Yeah.
Um,
I like it
the time's
even rook
critical.
takes c5 and trading the queen on e6 and playing knight c4. In a lot of cases, even that might be an idea, let alone taking back on c5 and playing knight d5, as you said. So there's a
And
lot of, yeah, it's been played. There you
I
go.
love it. I love it. This is a good exchange sack. It's very clear where your pieces are going, and I don't feel a lot of risk for white because king is safe, knight has a future. Anish, well, this is a huge game for him to defend. He's got to make sure white doesn't get those queenside pawns rolling.
Hmm. Yeah, queen d6 is definitely the right response. I mean, you can take and play knight d5 to defend your c pawn, but then suddenly you just have to think about rook c4. Just in the
Yeah,
right moment, rook c4
it's
can
a
be annoying.
sharp line. I don't know if it works or not, but it's critical.
Yep, because now you've got the b pawn disconnected in those cases. So there's a lot of thought that really goes into playing queen takes on d6 here. It's not a decision you can make lightly.
You could play queen d5 as well. It's a funny move, but my idea was like, if you take with a knight, then c6 is met by knight e7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, queen c4. There's c6 in the
We have
position.
c6 you'd love to play because the value of the exchange is determined by that rook.
I
Does
don't know
that
about
rook
this,
get into the
Eric.
game or not?
I'm not liking this passive play,
But
rook
f5.
d8 d7.
I agree, and I thought the same thing. Then Anish played f5, and I realized the rook has double duty. It's
Right.
defending on c7, defending c7 actively, as opposed to c8. And now that
Yeah.
the f file's opened up, maybe the
And there's queen
queen or the rook
a3.
can coordinate. Oh, queen a3, great find.
I think
So
this is
this might have
close
been
to
a
over.
really nice maneuver from Anish.
Yep. Oh, he's going down to sea level here. This is not good for Jan Nepomniachtchi. You can see
Looking
the engine is
for mating
screaming.
ideas here. Probably
Mm-hmm.
queen b2 and rook here. There's queen e2 mate. But you have to make sure you don't lose all your pawns and give an escape square for white's king. So rook
Exactly.
f2, you have to calculate queen c7, maybe queen takes c5. No mistake. Anish has to win this position.
I
He's
wonder
very
about
close,
queen g1 as well. Queen a1 is a curious move.
very curious. He's planning king d3, queen b1 to take on e4.
Hmm.
Maybe that's a great find. King d3, queen b1, and then you win
7
e4.
seconds. This sets the tone in the 3+1 segment.
I think this is good for Giri. He's going to pick up the center pawn, and the compensation is disappearing. Now you can check. You can bring your rook to d7. There's no more
That's it.
d5 square.
Yep. That is it. And Anish Giri gets on the board to start the 3